Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, other guests. We are glad to see you here at Turquoise Center. You know, turquoise is the name of a color, which is very dear to the hearts of Turks and Turkish Americans here. It actually hosts many institutions under this roof, one of which is the Institute of Interfaith Dialogue and the Raindrop Turkish House, Turkish American Cultural Center, among many others. There are business organizations and cultural organizations, the Houston, Istanbul Sister City Organization, and Houston, Baku, I believe, Sister City Organization. They are also housed in this building. We're also very honored to have as our guest today Professor Dr. Renu Khator, who is the, according to us, still new president of the University of Houston, although she has been in the position for over a year now. It's just amazing how time passes, you know. Houston is, of course, very important, definitely for the Turkish Americans who live here, but also for Turks in Turkey, because of the late president, former Prime Minister Özal, who was treated in the medical center, which gave Houston a big name in Turkey. I even heard from some of my friends who were trying to recruit students to Houston colleges that they would say, I won't come to Texas, but I'll come to Houston. So Houston, in a sense, has a very reputation like Texas among the Turks. And Turkey being now among the top 5 countries sending students abroad, I believe about 10,000 students now study, many of whom are under government scholarships. Which is so this makes, of course, a big. It's very important to attract these qualified students to the area universities. Now, University of Houston has also become very important for many Turks and Turkish Americans, because now it is the host of the Gulen Institute for the more observant Turks and Turkish Americans. Sometimes I liken Gülen to the Turkish Gandhi to explain, you know, some of his initiatives. Although the cases are not exactly overlapping, but still there are some similarities. So Houston, in a sense, is building a reputation among Turkish Americans and Turks, both in the U.S. and in Turkey as well. President Khator assumed her position last year in January. She was picked among 200 candidates for the position, dual position of both the president of the University of Houston as well as the chancellor of the University of Houston system. And this system includes University of Houston main campus, downtown campus, Clear Lake, Victoria campus, teaching centers, and the KUHD and KUHF radio stations. And the operating budget of this system, we are informed that it exceeds $1 billion. It's a pretty big system, serving almost 60,000 students. So in this current situation, global economic situation, you might say Dr. Khator has a big challenge and opportunity in her hands to steer this big system with the help of others, of course, towards success, toward more success. During her first year, University of Houston system experienced record-breaking student enrollment and private support. Additionally, the University of Houston saw one of its academic programs, the entrepreneurship in Bauer College of Business, ranked #1 in the nation, and its community outreach recognized as top tier by the Carnegie Foundation. Dr. Khator is University of Houston system's first woman chancellor, and also the first individual of Indian origin to head this comprehensive system institution in the United States. She was also recently named to Indian Prime Minister's Global Advisory Council, and she serves on numerous advisory boards, including Greater Houston Partnership and the Texas Medical Center. Prior to her appointment, she was provost and senior vice president at University of South Florida, which was also recognized as a top-tier research university, in part thanks to her efforts there. And her colleagues there were actually, they had mixed feelings about her leaving. They were, you know, glad on her part, also was sorry that she was leaving the University of South Florida. Dr. Khator earned her bachelor's degree from Kanpur University, and then a master's degree and PhD in political science from Purdue University in Indiana. She is a noted scholar in the area of global environment policy, which is also a very important area these days. And Dr. Khator is widely published. Dr. Khator is married to Dr. Suresh Khator, who is now the Associate Dean of Cullen College of Engineering. And they have two daughters, and please excuse me with the pronunciation, is it Pooja and Farooq, who are both ophthalmologists. And one final bit of information which is very important for Turkish Americans, Dr. Khator makes the Indian style or Indian adapted version of baklava at her home. So I guess that qualifies her as a part-time or partial Turkish as well. So please welcome Dr. Khator.
Thank you so much for that very, very kind and generous introduction. I really appreciate it. It's just delightful to be here. I'm really honored and very, very humbled to be here. And let me tell you, yesterday, well, I spent Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in Austin. And yesterday, about 3 o'clock, I got a call while I was in Austin that I have to be back again today to testify in front of another committee at 11 o'clock today. I looked at my calendar. I said, no way, Jose, I am not going. So I said, let's just see if the chairman of the board can go or a board member can go instead. So I am here today rather than being in Austin. And I tell you, it's wonderful to be with friends in Houston. I know there are lots of cougars here. If I can just see a show of hand, if you are a cougar or you know a cougar or you are team with a cougar, come on. Great, fantastic. Those of you, I barely saw any hand that wasn't raised, but in case there's anybody here who's not a cougar, it's very easy to become a cougar, and that is check the color of your blood. If it's red, you are a cougar. Very inclusive people here. It's nice to see so many of you here. You know, I can probably talk about University of Houston in my sleep and tell you what we're doing off the year and all that, and I probably would have little dialogue here. As I walked in today, I was just absolutely amazed to see this facility. I've never been here. India House, by the way, is about 2 blocks or a block from here, and I've been there several times, but I've never just even passed by from here. It is a fabulous facility. It shows the love for your culture and the pride, the way you display, and I think what an asset it is for Houston. I am so glad that I'm here from that angle, and I compliment and applaud all of those who have been involved in building this great monument to Turkish culture here. Thank you for bringing this kind of education to us. So I felt that, okay, this is also part of education. So let's talk a little bit about education. Rather than talking about UH, which I'm happy to do, and we'll have some dialogue here, I thought I'll take this discussion to a little higher level and talk about higher education and put it in the global and urban context. Just a few things that keep on just sort of bothering in my mind. I am a scholar of, I study globalization, transfer globalization, and of course higher education is my passion and mission. So combining the two things together, let's engage a little bit about the role of higher education as we see the work today. So first of all, higher education. If you think about it, there used to be a time when the world was divided between haves and have-nots. And it has always been divided between haves and have-nots. What has happened in today's world with this globalization, the world has gotten further divided into global haves, and have-nots, and some those who are global have-nots.